Hi team, welcome back to my channel iDream Srikanth. So if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, subscribe my channel so that you will get notified as and when I upload new videos. Okay, fine. So we'll start with the today's session. iDream. So as you know, I have created a new user profile which is iDream as my user ID and password is secret. Okay, so I just logged into my session, and this is the main screen which you will see as and when you log in, and it might be different from company to company, but the basic layout and look and feel will be same like this. Okay. um, yeah, so I will explain you about this main screen, what is all about and what it will do. Okay, so the white color value which is being displayed here, which is nothing but a menu description, I can say, and this is the menu name that they have given. Okay, and on the right hand side top corner you will see the system name. So usually as a developer and for an application, it's mandatory to specify your system name on the top right hand side corner, and as well as the timestamp, the date and time. So it will be bit useful for the users, so to and even for the developers, it will helps a lot to understand on which server that you're currently working on. And apart from that, you can see the bottom place, the bottom line. So this is nothing but an a message location. On this bottom line, the message which you are seeing here, it's a copyright message, but apart from this you can see some error messages as well. So user defined error messages and system defined error messages, any notifications that you want to or system want to um, send you a notification, then it will be displayed on the bottom line of the screen. So it's everywhere, it's common, whatever the session it is, it's a universal rule. So the last line which will indicates error message line, a message line. Okay, and just above to this line, message line, you can see a two lines. Even if you place a cursor here and if you press page down or a down arrow, sorry, not a page down, down arrow key, so this is line number this is the starting line from bottom, and I'm at error message line, and this is next line, and this is next line. So these are the two lines. Always we need to maintain these two lines for the function keys. So the function keys are nothing but on your keyboard on top hand side, the function keys will be displayed from F1 to F12. Okay, if you are not a programmer, then usually we don't use that function keys anywhere, mostly even in MS Office, or while you're working on Photoshop, or usually on Windows like Alt F4, we might be using it for to closing the window, even now also. But apart from this Alt F4, I don't think we'll be using all these function keys. But on AS400 side, we have to work on function keys only, because this is not a graphical interface. Okay, so we have to learn about some frequently used function keys. So those function keys are nothing but F3 for an exit, F12 for cancel, F4 prompt, F9 retrieve, and F3, F13, F13 for more information, F23 to set your initial menu. But you might see there is a point here because on your keyboard you can see the function keys from F1 to F12, but how to press F13 or F23 or the value which is greater than F12, how to press those function keys from your keyboard? It's simple. You need to press shift button and press whatever the function key that you like, so that if you press shift plus F1, that indicates F13. Okay, so whatever the value which is greater than F12, you need to press shift and press your function keys, so that it will go on up to 24 function keys. Okay, F24 is nothing but shift plus F12. Okay, F13 means shift plus F1, shift F2 means F14, shift F3 means F15, shift F6 means shift F6, no, so plus 2, shift F18, F18 means shift plus F6, so that you need to press the function keys accordingly using this shift key. So that is for function keys, how to press the function keys which is more than F12. Okay, so apart from this, there are some commonly used function keys across the screens. So the most frequently used function keys is F3 and F12. So the difference between F3 and F12 is, if you want to come out from one screen to another screen, okay, then you need to press F12. So F12 means you can come back to the previous screen, but whereas if you press F3 means it will come back to your main screen. Let's say as an example, you're on the first page and doing some operations. You have went to along the way page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, and now if you press F12, the previous screen is nothing but page 4, and again if you press F12, it will come back to your third page. Let's say on the third page, if you press F12 means it will go back to your second page, but on the third page you have pressed F3, it means it will go back to your main screen. So main screen is nothing but page 1. Okay, even on page 4 or page 5, if you press F3, it will come back to your main screen. So that is the main difference between F3 and F12 function keys. Okay, and this F9 function key will help you to retrieve the previous executed command on the command line. Okay, so this is a command line, and where you can enter selections as well. Okay, so these two lines is used to enter your commands, your AS400 commands, and as well as your selection. Anywhere if you see a selection here, it means there might be a menu like this which is designed in this way, and you can use either one of this selection here, or else if you know the background command which is using for this option, then you can use that command directly instead of using the selection. Okay, if you want to sign up from this session, either you can enter 90 as a selection value, or else if you know the command behind that 90 option, the command is nothing but sign off. You can type this command like this and enter key. That's it, your session will be disconnected. Here it went to a system X wait because the system was idle, the session was idle for longer time, so that's why they want to utilize the system resources. So that's why if the session is idle for 1 or 2 minutes, it will be automatically signed off. It means there is no activity being done, and your session was idle. It means you are not working on the server, so that's why the idle server will be sessions will be disconnected, so that others, those resources can be used for other users. So that's the main intention. But in live systems, that's not the case. Mostly it will be on unless until you're given a sign off command or else a 90 from the screen. Okay. um, a minimum, even the sessions will not get sign off unless until there is any critical patch is being installed on your system. Then there will be a message displayed saying that your system will be sign off, or else you have to sign off from the session, because there are some updates are there which we need to install those updates on your system, so it will be going under maintenance. So you will get notified to get sign up from the session, so till that time your session will be active. Okay, so no need to worry. This is a Microsoft pub 400 server, so that's a test server. So that's why they have created a rule like this: if the session was idle for some time, so it will be automatically sign off. So basically the two lines indicates you can work with either a selection, or else you can work on a particular AS400 command. So that's the main advantage of that command line. Okay, so I will sign off this session. Anyway, even if I press enter key or F3, so it will not work. If I press an F3, see, wait of 1, it means already there is an action which I have given to sign up from this screen. So I hit an enter key, so that is one action, and now I pressed an F3 function key, so that is second action, so which is in waiting state. And now if I press entered some other commands, no, I was not able to move the cursor also. I pressed a space bar, but even that is another action, so which has been captured. And now you can see the X weight of 2. It means all those actions are in queue. If the session is in active state, then it will be performed as and when the user taking some action, but now it is on wait status. It is waiting for the session to be active so that it will get executed. But now in this case we don't have any other choice. We need to disconnect this session. Simply click on this session icon here to disconnect. And to log in, I have created a auto login process, so that if I click on this, it will be automatically logged in. So I need to enter the user ID and password, so it will be automatically entered, and sign on, because that will be a good, because even if you forgot your password, or else if you type your password wrongly, and that might leads to disable your user profile, or else your password will be locked, your user account might be locked, anything can happen. So that's a long process. So to avoid all those kind of things, it's better to create an auto login process. Okay, fine, done. And now, so we'll just take a look at how this function keys F3 and F12 will work. Okay, and as well as this selections, how the selections will look like, and if I take an action. Okay, so now if I press an 1, I enter this selection 1, which is nothing but 1 for user tasks, and 2 for office tasks, 3 for general system tasks, and 4 for library, files and folders. Okay, so for each and every option there is a separate tasks are being defined here. If you want to go inside that, let's say I've taken an option 1 and now the menu was changed. Now if you see, the menu name is user and the menu description is user tasks. Okay, so now under this user tasks menu, You have almost identical options, but again for each and every option the task was changed. Earlier it might be different, now the user task options and the task which is being displayed here, it's different. So now the option 1 is to display or change your job, option 2 display messages, option 3 to send a message. Okay, in case if you want to change your password, if you don't know the command, then you can take an option 8 here, option 8, and hit an enter key. Now it will ask you what is your current password. If you want to enter your new password and retype it, and hit an enter key. Okay, now if you don't want to change your password, now you want to come back to your come out from the screen. So to come out from the screen, you need to press F12 or F3. Okay, if I press an F12, let's see what happens. Okay, now we are under user task, not on IBM main menu. Okay, okay, so now again I've taken option 8 and hit an enter key. Now this time I pressed an F3 function key. Let's see what happens. So now in this case it doesn't look any difference because F3 and F12 both are used in the same process. It just came back to the main screen because this is the main screen. So this is page 1, option 8, and this is page 2. Either if you press F12 or F3, it will go back to the main screen. In this case, for F12 the previous screen is main screen, for F3 it will go back to the main screen. So that main screen is nothing but user tasks main screen. Okay, let's try. So there is an universal key which is F1. F1 stands for help. On any screen if you press an F1, it will take you to the help screen. Okay, and here we have F14 for print help and F13 for information assistant. Okay, so let's take this option F13. I want to navigate through multiple screens. No, F20 F14 means shift plus F2. It's been printed. If you are connected to your printer and printer is being configured to the server, then you can see that information is being printed in your printers papers. Okay, and now I think even if you press F12 or F3, it will go back to your main screen only, because that is not a third page. I was just looking for a third page, but anyway you will get some chance, because if I navigate through different processes, then you might get confused. So that's why as of now just remember F12 is to come back to your previous screen, and F3 will take you to the main screen. Okay, instead of child screens it will go back to your main screen. So that's the main difference. Okay, and now if you press F12, it will go back to your previous screens. And let's say take an option 4. So this option 4 is important: files, libraries and folders. Okay, and now if you want to work with files, you need to take option 1, selection 1, or if you want to see the libraries, type option 2 for selection, anything you'd like. Okay, and work with libraries, selection 1, and hit an enter key, and libl is a default value. You can see the menu description here, and whenever you see any value which is in brackets, it means this is the command and this was your command description, and now this is not a menu, this is a command prompt. I will explain you all these things in clearly in the next sessions. Okay, see now if you see the function keys are being different from the first screen to this screen, but the common function keys you can see is F3 for always exit, and F12 for cancel, F5 for refresh, F9 for retrieve. So refresh is nothing but if you type something else on this options, and if you want to erase all these options immediately, so press F5. So F5 will take the control to your initial screen. Initial screen means first page, how the screen looks like. As and when you enter into the screen, this is your default screen which looks like. Okay, so it will go back to your default layout. So this is your default layout. Okay, if you have typed something else here, okay, and you have taken some options here. Okay, now if you want to remove, you have to remove all these values manually, either by hitting a spacebar to erase the value, or else you need to press delete or backspace to delete the value. Okay, instead of doing that, you can simply press F5 to clear all the values which you have entered mistakenly or intentionally. Okay, so that is a use of an F5 function key, and F9. Okay, so now you have given this value and hit an enter key, so which is not a valid command, so that's why it was system has thrown an error message saying that command this one in library libl not found. Okay, so this is not a valid command. Okay, so now crt pf and hit an enter key, this is a valid command, so that's why the screen was displayed. So this is where you can able to use a create physical file command to create a physical file. Okay, so I will explain you all these concepts a bit later, but as of now I'm just trying to explain you the uses of the function keys, commonly used function keys. Okay, so now the usage of this function key is to retrieve the previously executed command from the command line. So now if you press an F9, see the immediate command which I've entered on this command line is crtpf. Okay, and now again if you want to retrieve the previous command, before the crtpf I have typed something else which is some garbage value. Okay, F9. Now you can see this is the value which I have entered on the command line. So this is same even in DOS prompt also. On Windows DOS, whatever the values you type on the Windows DOS prompt, it will be automatically retrieved as in when you press an arrow keys and all. So I'll just quickly show you that one as well. Windows key and R, and here type an CMD as an shortcut on the run window and hit an enter key. dir for directories, and ls it will not work, dl something, it will not work. See now if you want to retrieve the previously executed command from this command prompt, either I can type right arrow or left arrow, up arrow, down arrow. See, this is right arrow I have pressed, and if I press a page up, up arrow or down arrow, let's see what happens. This is up arrow, dir, up arrow, up arrow. So this is your first command. Since we have already reached to the top screen, so this is the first command which I have entered. If you press down arrow, this is your next command, ls, and then dl. So the same way even on AS400 also, this F9 function key work for this purpose. Okay, so now if you want to erase this value, press F5. Okay, if you want to come back to your previous screen, press F3. And even if you don't want to continue with the screen, F3 or even F12, both will work for the same purpose. F12 to kill the child screen, F3 to come back to your main screen. Okay, so that's it. We'll sign up from this session. So this is all about the function keys and the initial IBMi main screen. Okay, see, I haven't covered all these options because down the line I will tell you how this menus will work and what is the usage of this each and every option over here, the frequently used options, because this is not exactly the live IBMi menu looks like, and this might be a bit different even from company to company. Also we can customize this menus as well. Okay, I will tell you all these concepts in the next classes, and don't forget to subscribe my channel so that you will get notified instantly. And also I'm taking up some live classes as well, and even if you want to attend those live sessions, you're welcome. It's absolutely free, and mostly daily I will be available at morning 10 o'clock most of the cases, and I will send you an invite also, so please do check my channel iDream Srikanth on the YouTube, so that you will get you can see there is a video. Video means in YouTube we can able to specify a calendar, a future calendar. So what is my future topic, at what time that I want to start my sessions and all, so I can put a calendar on it, so that will be shown as an upcoming sessions. Upcoming, you can see a small icon on the video. So here you can see some black color font indicating that it's an upcoming video. Okay, so that's how you can able to identify that's a future video which I want to capture. So those are all for live sessions. Okay, so during the live sessions also you can interact with me, and we can do some practice, and even I can help you with the issues as well if you have encountered any issues and if you're not able to solve some errors and all, because I know being a student and we might not be knowing how to resolve some issues if you got stuck. So that will be, I mean, those live sessions will be helpful in that case. Okay, so that's all I want to say. So do subscribe to my channel iDream Srikanth. Thank you. Bye.